All right, guys, welcome back to my channel, Fertility, Hope, and Healing. My name is Dawn, and I do videos for those who are trying to get pregnant or are having difficulties getting pregnant. I have helped couples for over 15 years achieve their dreams of having a baby. Today I'm telling my story, part 2 of my own personal fertility journey, and why I'm so passionate about encouraging you guys and helping you guys, and why I named the channel Fertility, Hope, and Healing, because I personally wish I had this when I was younger, to learn how to prepare for pregnancy. So where I left off before is that I went to school for Chinese medicine, and we put off the idea of adopting or even having a child for a while. I was around 32 years of age, which was a risk, in hindsight. But I just thought, too, whatever happens, happens. We're not on birth control. The other opportunity I had at the school is I got a huge discount for treatment. So I decided to take advantage of that, and I went regularly. I went almost weekly for a long, long time because I was there and I could, And on top of it, you get practice on all the time, I was on herbs and supplements. And then going back, I was introduced in 1998 to nutrition supplements. In 1999 I started seeing a naturopath, so I was on this road for quite a few years prior. I started juicing, and I actually still juice to this day. I've got my green juice this morning. Highly recommend. In fact, I'm going to be doing a video on juicing for fertility. If you guys want to know about that, give this video a thumbs up and comment below. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a video. Yeah, I'll be doing that pretty soon because I'm getting a brand new juicer I want to show you guys. So I do that really regularly, and it really is amazing. It can be very, very beneficial to your fertility health, but there is some things you need to know about it in order to do it properly. So I went to school, and we just kind of let go of the whole thing of adoption and said, well, if it doesn't work out if I don't get pregnant, we'll go back to this, somehow, some way we'll have a child. And I fell in love with Chinese medicine. I did really well. I graduated with honors. I went to China and had an internship. I was very blessed, going into this industry. And the thing I said when I got there is that this is what I want to do. I want to help women with their fertility issues. I want to help those with chronic illness, chronic pain. And that, would you not know, that's what I've done all these years. And in fact, guys, I have another YouTube channel if you're interested called Totally Transformed. I'll link it below, but I do videos on that also pretty regularly. And that's my own personal journey overcoming chronic illness, and it has life transformation videos. Really great if you have a health issue on top of having, which everybody has a health issue if they have a fertility issue. But if you have a chronic illness on top of it, it'd be good if you watch both those channels because you'll get an idea to what you can do to help heal and overcome chronic illness. And I'm telling you guys, if I wasn't into all this stuff, I would have never been able to work. I would have had to quit my job. In fact, we considered it several times, At some point I had to go part-time for my job. But when I was in school, I was working as a part-time nanny, and that was perfect, along with me being in school full-time. And I kept pretty busy, but at the same time not too busy, that I was able to take care of myself. I was able to study and prepare for, treating patients, and had a great internship. Like I said, then went to an internship in China. Lots of opportunities. I started my business. At first it was named Acupoint Healing Therapies, and I worked out of my home, and also I worked in offices, like at naturopathic offices, chiropractic offices, and worked integratively with people. And I had quite a lot of opportunities right off the bat, and I got very successful quickly. I had an article that was written, it's right up there, about me, for a woman that was coming to see me. She owned this magazine that was getting treated for fertility, and then I was featured on a local TV show, and my business exploded. I got a lot of credibility from that, and I've just never looked back. I've had such a great career, and the first patient I got that was successful at getting pregnant, she got pregnant within 6 months of seeing me, which is a long time now. Usually they're pregnant within 3 to 6 months. But I'm still new, you know, at the time when I was treating her, and she was told she would never get pregnant on her own, you know. So I've just been blessed, guys. I've been blessed. Let me just show you guys. I wasn't planning on this, but let me show you all these babies. Those are not even all the babies that I have, you know, helped. I mean, there's so many that didn't give me pictures, or I just haven't put them on the wall. So yeah, it's been a great career. But so the year we got out of school, actually, let me go back. While I was in school, I was getting treated regularly, and a few times in school, guys, I felt pregnant, like big time. I was nauseous. I knew something was different. It was out of the ordinary. I had missed my period. I'm testing, and it's not coming up positive. And I'm like, what is going on, you know? And I ended up going to the doctor, and he basically didn't want to do a blood test until I was like about a week late, you know? But he said to me, he goes, you may be one of those that are like a difficult HCG tester, and it may be that you had a sperm hit the egg and it started to develop, and it may not have implanted, or it is implanting, or you're just not testing positive yet. So, and that was all true. Okay. And so they went after I did get my period. At least I thought that's what my period was. And in hindsight, it wasn't. And I'll explain that in a little bit later. I ended up getting tested and my progesterone was low. And then I made sure I was on natural progesterone, you know, and I literally at this point in my life decided to change my diet completely to 100%, as much organic as possible. I changed the products I was using, all the things that I was learning in school. I just did a complete 180 life transformation, you know, lifestyle transformation. And my husband got on board with it. He didn't want, you know, it to affect us financially. It did a little bit, but not as much as we thought. And, you know, because you learn quickly how to shop for clean products really in an inexpensive way. And I learned how to make them, you know. And so then I ended up, within just 3 months, fixing the situation, and my blood work came out just fine. And my blood work was wackadoo, like in many different areas, including like my triglycerides being high, all that went normal. All of it. I couldn't believe it, you know, that, and I've done this several times, you know, in my lifetime. I treat things naturally, and I do healing coaching for people. I do this for them all the time. If they have, you know, not good blood work results, we get those back in order. So same with, you know, fertility. It's the same thing. Fertility is healing coaching or health coaching. So, but we call it fertility coaching because you want to have a baby and you want to get better. So yes, that's exactly what was happening. And later on, I found out what was going on is I was having a form of miscarriage called pre-implantation loss. And it's an early form of miscarriage where the sperm is hitting the egg and it is trying to implant. You get implantation pain with it or cramping. And it's just miscarrying really early, you know, within just a few weeks from the time you get pregnant. So it's tough because a lot of the people that go through this, they don't get positive HCG testing. And a lot of people do this in general. Like that's the number one thing you'll see on social media, like, am I pregnant, when in these fertility groups, you know, because there's very faint lines or they barely see anything, you know. And it's they don't show up until like they missed their period or having signs and symptoms of pregnancy, and it doesn't show up for like a few weeks after. So that can be common, just as FYI. So it happened twice to me while I was in school that this happened. And then when we left school, we said, okay, we're just going to give ourselves like a year to try on our own. If that doesn't happen, we're going to go back and do foster care to adopt. That's the plan. So we did this within after I want to say I lost a bunch of weight. Okay. Both of us did. Michael lost all of his weight and I lost about 50 pounds. So we started trying again, and within just a few months, I want to say 5 months is when I got pregnant. Again, not getting a positive test, having implantation cramping, having nausea. I knew it. I knew I was pregnant, you know, and then we miscarried again. I can't remember how long it was, but again, you're just like confused, like, am I pregnant? Am I not pregnant? I just missed my period and I feel pregnant, and then it goes away, and then the next day, boom, you think you have a period, but it's actually a mini miscarriage, just a really small one. So meanwhile, like, we're like, okay, let's just go and we'll go through the adoption process again. We had to start all over in another class with another agency because they changed things, and which really stunk because we were certified before. And we were just like, if we'll continue trying, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So we go through this agency, and I'm telling you guys, by this time, I'm having a lot of grief and loss, okay? I'm having a lot of grief and loss. I'm sorry. I think I adjusted this improperly when I was showing you guys the babies. And that was really hard because you hear all these terrible things that are happening to these kids in the foster care, and you're going through all this microscope looking, you know, at your life, and you're getting criticized, okay, judged, and you just think this would not happen if I had a child on my own, you know. And you know, it's just, you're getting examined from all different areas, and only people that go through adoption know this. And sometimes it's really easy and great for them and a good experience, but it's a lot of work. It really is. And we end up getting a placement of a little girl. Her name happened to be Angel. She was 3 years old. And within 5 days, she was taken away from us and back home. And it felt like my heart ripped out of me. And I realized that I can't do foster adopt, you know, I can't have this happen continually. I can only possibly just straight out adopt. So we tried that, but kept putting our name for stuff and then not getting a kid. And they keep saying there's so many kids available. We're like, what is the problem? Finally, they say, and I'm full on into my career now. I am busy, okay? And I would get phone calls and like, can you be home by this time? We have a kid for you. And I'm just like, I'm at work. I'm exhausted by the end of the day. How am I supposed to do this? You know, it was really difficult. In hindsight, I really ought to have been doing one or the other, you know, or working out of my home part-time and focused on this as a full-time job, you know, because that's kind of what it was. And there's no guarantee when you get a placement that the child will stay, even if it's straight out for adoption. There just really isn't any guarantee, even if the rights are severed from the parents. So, make a long story short, guys, we're in pain over this whole situation, and we decide at 38, me being 38, I'm just going to give, or 38 or 39, I'm going to give one last ditch effort to try this, and maybe we should do an IUI, maybe we should try some drugs we never did before, you know, to see if we can give one last ditch effort for this to happen. Meanwhile, we went to another agency to do straight out adoption and realized we could not do this. We were not good for candidates for open adoption. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I could do. You know, I had the capacity to do. I'm not a person that can bring somebody else into my life and, you know, make sure I'm getting the pictures to them and writing all the letters and information. It was just like another job, you know. If I adopted, I wanted straight out adoption and not really have much of a relationship with a biological parent. That was just me. And I know that there's a lot of great stories on adoption in that way, but it wasn't me, okay? And what I really, really wanted was my own child. We ended up getting a miracle happen of a pregnancy at age 40. I want to say 42, but I just turned 42. Oh, I was 41. I was a month before I turned 42. And we were, at this time, we got the proper testing, which is saliva testing. This is why I do saliva testing in my clinic. And we got the proper amounts of progesterone and other herbs and supplements that I needed. And I got pregnant. And I missed my period. I was like clockwork on my period. I was ovulating every single month. Anything that I had problems with gynecologically was fixed through Chinese medicine and herbs and acupuncture, everything, okay? I was seeing an acupuncturist, the best acupuncturist here in Phoenix, you know, just well known in the industry, paid extra money to go and do that. And yeah, I ended up, you know, through everybody working together as a team, it took a village, I got pregnant. And I felt different this time. I felt more dizzy. I felt cravings for beef, really strong cravings for beef. But I knew something was off. I knew I was pregnant. And then that was like a Saturday when I missed my period. That Tuesday, I stopped feeling that way. And I thought, well, maybe it comes and goes, but when you're in the middle of it, you're not thinking straight. It doesn't come and go. Your pregnancy, you always feel pregnant, especially the first few months. You're gonna feel pretty pregnant. And I ended up miscarrying the next day after that. And that was our last chance. That was our last, you know, we were done. We were done by that point. Now, my life could have been really tragic, you know, at this point. I could have really given in to all the grief and loss I was going to. I could have really gotten stuck. I was stuck. But I went and got help. I got counseling. I got therapy. And then I met a man named Dr. McCrae, who is a life coach and counselor who changed my life. God really, he was an angel. He sent him to help me, you know, through all this and to move forward in my life. So I went to counseling for a few years prior to meeting him, maybe about a year and a half. And then when I met him, my life just completely changed, you know. It ended up helping me write a book that I wrote called Knowing It's All Good, about how to get into a good place despite your circumstances. And to know in the end, no matter what you go through, what tragedy, what suffering, you're gonna be okay. We made a conscious choice to not have kids. I can tell you guys, the majority of people, that you will not go through this, okay? You won't, but that is an option a lot of people don't talk to you about, you know? Your options are to have your own child, whatever way you can do that, for you to adopt, whatever way, again, you can do that, or for you not to have kids. Those are the three options, and that's not talked about a lot. It was helpful for me to get some resources from Resolve, and that was something that was presented to me, that, you know, there's an option for you not to have kids and not to go through all the stress of the whole thing. And the reason I didn't have children, guys, is because I didn't get the proper diagnosis soon enough, and I had a chronic illness, and I would have had to make a choice of career or children, and I made a choice to do this instead. And it's been amazingly fulfilling. I am still a mom because I have 5 heaven babies around that, because that happened to me at the beginning time. I won't see them until I'm in heaven. We've named them all. I didn't expect to cry today when I did this. But this has been very good for me to do. And I hope that you guys can, you know, appreciate the courage that it took me for me to tell you my story. I have 2 little amazing fur babies. They're Chihuahuas. I love them to death. And my mommy spirit goes into helping you guys. And my legacy are those babies over there. And I have had a fulfilling career in helping those people achieve the dream that I never had, you know? And it's okay. It's okay. And I mean, like, seriously, are good, you know? My husband and I both had to go through a lot of healing because it was devastating for a while. But we came out okay. And we came out even better than before. And we are really happy with the decision that we made. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You know, if you have any questions, you can comment below. Any encouragement, that'd be awesome too. We also have a Facebook group, Fertility, Hope, and Healing. We'd love for you guys to be a part of that. And it's a great community of love and care. Any questions, any support that you need, definitely do that. And yes, like I mentioned, subscribe to this channel so you can turn on the notification bells, and so you can get that next video that I'm going to be doing on juicing for fertility. I'm so excited about that. And guys, I just want to encourage you that this will happen for you. You will get pregnant. And if you need help, reach out to us. Check us out at lifeharmonywellness.com. We would love to help you. We offer free consultations. All right, guys, love and baby blessings. We'll see you next time.